Veterans into Logistics is a charity that supports ex-military personnel who have fallen on hard times by upskilling them and getting them to new careers within the logistics industry. The reason why I started Veterans into Logistics is because my friend Jamie Doyle, who had took his own life less than 12 months leaving the military. And that made me look at all the service leavers, not all of them, but some of them who struggled with the transition. And I thought more needs to be done to support these individuals into new careers. We have 2 Class 1 vehicles, we have 2 Class 2 vehicles, we have our own designated training area with our own reversing area, which is DVSA approved. We have our own examiners. We train in all type of weathers, whether it be rain, snow, you know, it doesn't matter to us. Skin's waterproof, we just crack on and we get the training done. Once they've got the HGV licence, they make good employees. One thing that you do learn in the military is, you know, you learn to be on time. You know, you think on your feet. They get the job done. And that's why employees like employing ex-military personnel. We've got a fantastic partnership with national companies who give the ex-service leavers the opportunity. They all want to support our mission. They want to support people who serve their country.
I left the Army in 2004, Royal Artillery, having served 23 years plus. I went straight into management due to my role in the Army. I come out as a Warrant Officer Class 2, Sergeant Major, which gave me the benefits of being able to manage. Didn't consider driving as a job until I started having some mental health issues in the last couple of years. I found that the jobs I was doing weren't really for me with my mental health. It didn't help me or the businesses. Since I've been put in touch with Veterans into Logistics, I've obviously been getting help for me mental health issues, and then they put me through the 5-day training course. Asda had funded that and passed me test first time with 2 minors. Driving's going very well, however, the reversing's tricky at times, so that's the hardest thing. I think you'll find that with any driver that comes in, just getting the reversing right.
On that front brake, we're going to put a bit of right on now, just to see where we're at.
Okay.
Roughly in the lock, yeah?
I have now been with Asda for a 5-week period. I'm still going through buddying up with another driver until I get familiar with the Asda way of driving, and then I'll be out on the road on my own.
Our success rate since we've been formed is 100%. Once I train a veteran, I see the difference in them when I speak to them, you know, and they're earning money and they've got that structure.
Yeah, of course, we do Class 2 and we do Class 1. Which one would you like to do?
We are having a major impact in changing people's lives, saving veterans' lives, because when they leave the military, and especially they leave out a trade or skill that supports them into employment, it's hard to get a job. Getting a HGV licence, it fast-tracks them into employment. That gives them a purpose, it gives them structure, and it gives them financial security.
There is a driver shortage, but there is a standard shortage as well, and the charity will mould them to a good standard, which then when they come to us, it's very little work that we've got to do really, because the charity's that good. And as we start walking back round, we're checking that, make sure that all our caps are on. Whereas if I go and get a driver that's 20, 30 years in the industry that'll have bad habits, it takes a bit of work to get them to the company standards, whereas with the veterans, we don't have that issue. Working with ex-forces, they all come neat and tidy, punctual, on time. You can see that training's coming through, and we give them the tasks and the list of jobs to do, and they do follow it through to the letter. So rough estimate we've taken on, there'll be about 30 to 40 through Muller, and the retention, I think it's about 38. So the retention with the veterans is really good. I do think, as a company and other logistics companies, we should give something back. We shouldn't see anybody homeless, we shouldn't see anybody struggling, especially somebody that's protected us and served for us as a country. It's not all about what we get back in revenue, it's what we get back in reward as well.
Without Veterans into Logistics, I wouldn't be where I am today. I don't know, I can't swear, but I would have been buggered really, yeah, I would have. I don't know what I would have done really. I left the Army in 2019. I was with the Royal Artillery, and when I left, things didn't really go to plan for me. It was a massive struggle with my PTSD and my depression, but after finding out about Veterans into Logistics, it gave me hope that I could turn my life around. And now I'm driving the Class 2. I've got my test on Monday for it. So there is hope, there is something else out there other than not being in the Army. Because it is a struggle when you come into civilian life. It's like you just don't know where to turn or what job you want what you would fit into. Yeah, it's amazing. I never thought I'd get to this point in driving, to be honest. From having no driving licence to being able to drive something so big. The plan is, once I've passed my test, is to progress with Mullers. I've already got a job lined up with Mullers. They're definitely giving me the opportunity to get my foot in the door. I never thought I would get to where I am today without Darren at Veterans into Logistics, 100%.
Since we formed, we've supported over 300 veterans, by upskilling them and supporting them into new careers as HGV drivers. Have you done?
Pass, mate.
Well done, mate. Leaving the Armed Forces is hard enough as it is. I'm one of the veterans that when I left, I fell on hard times. I struggled with the transition. I became homeless. I didn't want to be here. That's why we do what we do. We want to take the veterans off the street and get them into new careers so they can stand on their own 2 feet.
I think had veterans into logistics not supporting me along the way with my mental health, God knows where I'd have been. So massive thank you to both veterans into logistics and to ASDA.